You are tuning into Strategizing for Your Success. It is our weekly live stream where we talk about everything that you need to strategize for your success. And we had a little bit of a glitch here this afternoon, so I am praying that we are live right now and that the sound is working. Someone let me know if it's not, but we're gonna try this again. I almost put this off and I was just gonna do this maybe later, but I decided this topic is far too important to let it slip by. So we are going to do this right now. We are going to talk about anxiety and depression and how food plays a role in that. And the reason being is because the statistics are showing us that the onset of depressive disorders and anxiety disorders are skyrocketing. And we need to know what we need to do to combat and fight that. But before we get into that, if you tuned in last week, we had another fabulous topic: decluttering our house, our purses, our cars, our offices, how that plays a role in our weight loss journey. And one of our family members shared with us later on, after watching that live stream, how important that was in her personal journey. And she shared how clearing out a closet that was inundated with shoes and clothes and things all over the floor has allowed her to think a little more clearly about her health and wellness, but more importantly, has now become a secret place for prayer for her. So decluttering will have a positive impact on your health and wellness and your walk with the Lord. So I want to encourage you, if you didn't get to watch that, go back and watch it. And also, if you did, make sure you're realizing what that can do for your weight loss journey. So we're going to go ahead and get started. This week has been an important week for our E4M family. Many of us have embarked on a journey together within our health and wellness journey called the 7-Day Jumpstart. The 7-Day Jumpstart is something that we created many years ago to share with our family members tools for meal plan. It's an actual meal plan to help you jumpstart your weight loss and give you ideas about what to eat. And it is complete with daily devotions, a 4-minute fitness exercise, and everything that you need. And so we've been doing this together as a family, and I have got to share these statistics with you because they are fabulous. So we're about little more than half. We started this on Monday as a family, and we will complete it this coming Sunday. And for many of us, though, our weigh-in day is Friday. So many of us have weighed in a little more than halfway through. So check this out. These are the testimonies that we're getting about the 7-Day Jumpstart. Judy from Washington. Judy is our leader out in Washington. We have family all the way across the country in Washington, and we are so grateful for them. Judy has started a small E4M community out there, and she has members underneath her, and we're just super excited. But this morning she posted in our message room for the 7-Day Jumpstart, "This is working. I'm down 4.2 in a week in 5 days. That has never happened before, even with a birthday meal. Thrilled. Thank you, Jesus and E4M. And we just want to again wish you a happy birthday, Judy. And what an inspiration to know that, oh my gosh, we can do this even on a birthday. We can lose weight even on our birthday. What better birthday present than that? And so many others too were sharing with us what their success has been thus far. Tammy reported, "I'm down 1.8. I'll take it and keep going." Donna, "I'm down 2.7. Debbie Wood, down 2.2. Angela is down 4 pounds, down 4 pounds. That's incredible. Christina is down 3.4, and Christy is down 2.2. This is so amazing. That's just a small representation of the folks that are taking part in this journey, and we are so thrilled for them. I am taking part in this journey as well. I'm down 2.4 in just those 4 days. We're on day 5 now. And what has helped so much and what helps people so much is the accountability. You know, when you realize that you are accountable to a group of people, you make different decisions. It has helped me to be intentional. Accountability really is key. The other thing that is so powerful about this that we want to share with the world is that we're eating everyday foods. We are not, having to drink, smoothies only for lunch and, having to take supplements or powders or pills. None of that. We're eating all the same things that the rest of our family eats. Right now, we have spaghetti in the slow cooker for dinner tonight. I'm going to eat the same thing that my family eats. I might eat in smaller portions, but I am not eating differently. This is a family-friendly meal plan. It's frugal, it's simple, it's everyday foods. What I want to impart to the world is that it doesn't take, investing thousands of dollars to lose weight and live healthy. It takes accountability, support, a little education, and most importantly, realizing that God plays a pivotal role. His power plays a pivotal role in your health and wellness and in your weight loss, because your main problem is that you are eating your emotions, you're eating your stress, you're eating your feelings. And the fact of the matter is, God wants to take care of those things. He does not want you running to food. And that's what we want to share with the world here to Quit for More. And the fact that the healthier we get, the stronger we get in our relationship. Your health hinders your walk with the Lord. Poor health hinders your walk with the Lord because of worry and concern about your health, because of lack of energy, because of a fogged mind, because we are overeating. It hinders your walk with the Lord. And we're on a mission to make sure that Christians learn and embrace that fact. And we want to lovingly walk alongside you and encourage you in your journey and help you realize that you don't have to do something completely different from your family or friends. You can only do those things for so long anyway. Pills and powders and supplements, they're only going to last for so long. And then you're going to have to come back to the real world and eat real food. Well, we're here to show you how to eat that real food and lose weight for the last time. So hopefully I covered everybody in our 7-day jumpstart. I'm so excited about these testimonies. If you want to be part of that, now's your time. You can join us. We're going to be doing this again in a couple of weeks. We like to do that and then maybe take a break from it for a couple of weeks, and then we'll do it again to jumpstart our weight loss again. So if you want to join us, make sure you download the app and click on that It's Time button, and then you can join us. It's completely free. Join us and you'll be connected with hundreds of other people on the same journey. We're all looking to do a couple of things: lose weight, live healthy, but most importantly, grow in our walk and purpose for the Lord. All right. So let's get right to it. We are talking about anxiety and depression and food. What is the connection? Because there absolutely is one. What is so startling are the statistics about the increase of anxiety and depressive disorders over the last couple of years. So in 1920 alone, research has showed us that anxiety disorders during the pandemic and depressive disorders increased by 28 and 26% respectively globally. So that's around the world. That may not sound like a great increase, but it's tens of millions of people when you think about it globally. Tens of millions of more people. That's more than who were already diagnosed with anxiety and depression. So what we are learning is that there are about, on average, 4,000 people per 100,000 people that are getting diagnosed with anxiety and depressive disorders, that did get diagnosed with anxiety and depressive disorders in 2020. We don't even have the stats for 2021 yet, but chances are they went up. And so that is staggering. That is staggering. And it's sending people to the doctor looking for solutions and medicines. And I probably didn't even need to tell you that, because if you go to your local pharmacy or you go to your local grocery store and you you come up on the pharmacy, you see that the line is stretched to the, stretched down an aisle and around an aisle, and the drive-through is even worse, stretched around the building. There is something incredibly wrong with this, because what we are also learning is that the diagnoses is just they're continuing to skyrocket, and we're not getting any relief. In fact, it's getting worse. So the meds aren't working, and the reality is they're creating even more problems. Things like prescription drug addiction, and even the onset of psychosis disorders or psychotic disorders are becoming more and more prevalent. If you read the labels on some of your antidepressants or you watch the commercials, you see may cause suicidal tendencies or psychotic thought patterns. So these are dangerous drugs we're dealing with, and we're just taking them like they're candy. I have firsthand experience with this. Several years ago, I was diagnosed with mild postpartum depression. I went to the doctor, like many people. He prescribed me a very small dosage of Zoloft, but within weeks, I needed him to increase it because I had developed a tolerance to it. And weeks after that, I noticed, and my family noticed, that I was more irritable. I wasn't sleeping well. I was struggling with my thoughts. And when I really sat down and researched and prayed about it, I realized it was side effects of this medicine. I also watched a close family member being shuffled from med to med to med to med at a young age when she was diagnosed with mild depression and anxiety, and eventually ended up in the hospital with psychotic symptoms due to cross-med prescriptions and essentially overdosed. Essentially, she was prescribed too many medicines that were just causing cross problems, essentially. And, it's dangerous. I worked in the field of mental health, so I've watched this firsthand. And so those are my personal experiences. Those are the things that I've seen and that I've been through. And I also know this, and this is where I really want you to start embracing what I'm trying to say. And if you watch us on YouTube and Facebook, please make sure you turn that little bell on so you can get notified when we go live, because we are going to continue these deep discussions about the importance of seeking God in our journey of health and wellness, and the importance of understanding how food plays a role in our physical, mental, and spiritual health. It's vital that we know that, and we're going to continue that every single week. But more than anything, I know this. The foods that God created are designed to heal us and to give us energy, to restore us, and to help us maintain a healthy weight. And the problem is, you and I are not consuming those foods. We are consuming heavily processed foods that are causing us illness, they are causing us to be overweight, and they are causing us mental health problems. We are a nation that is severely obese. We suffer chronic disease, and we now are seeing this exacerbation of anxiety and depression, and it is getting out of control. And studies will show us, they will absolutely link the fact that the foods we're eating are causing a rise in cancers and other health issues. So it's imperative that we make that connection so that we understand what's going on. I want you to think about this with me. If you look at our nation as little as 40 years ago, okay, let's take a look back 40 years, you're going to see two things. Number one, you are going to see that the fact that as a nation, we were not eating the amount of processed foods that we are eating today. 40 years ago, we were raised on, meat and potatoes, so they said, but we were raised on fruits and vegetables and meat and dairy. That's what we were raised on. And today we are consuming and serving and ingesting highly processed, unhealthy foods. The other thing that you will see if you look back 40 years is that there was not the prevalence of the cancers that we are seeing today. Not even close. 40 years ago, few of us maybe even knew someone who had cancer. Today, most of us can say that an immediate relative, that means somebody in our house, has been diagnosed with cancer. That's dangerous, it's serious, and it's time we realize that there's a connection between the chronic disease, cancer, the chronic mental health issues like anxiety and depression, and the foods we're eating. So that's the hard news that I needed to share with you. That's the tough news. That's the bad news. But the good news is there's something that can reverse this. I have seen personally, firsthand, people reverse cancer simply with food. I've seen that. I'm not saying that's the solution for everybody. I'm just saying for the amount of times that we've seen it, there must be something there, and we need to stand up and take notice. We need to stand up, take notice, and we need to understand that it's real, it's serious, and that we can do something about our health with the food we eat. We can. So what I want to share with you now are some of just real common foods that you likely, hopefully already have in your house, but if you don't, you're going to get them into your house very, very soon. And I want to share with you what about these foods will help improve your health. What we're and for the most part, what we're talking about today, improve your mood, ward off this anxiety, this oppressive spirit that's got us down and stuck, and we can't get out of the house, we can't get up off the couch, we can't bring ourselves to clean, or we're just in this constant fog. Part of what's going on is the food that you are eating, and if you will change that, it will lift that fog. So let's go ahead, get right to it. There's some good ones here. I've got a long list, so surely something on this list you will find that you like, but it's by far not an exhaustive list. So there is even more to it than that. But let's start with fermented foods. Because again, many of us can probably look back over the last few days and say, I probably haven't had any of that. And therein lies the problem. We need to eat these foods if we want to boost our moods, right? We've got to eat these foods if we want to boost our mood. But fermented foods like sauerkraut, kimchi, Greek yogurt, plain Greek yogurt, they have what you call probiotics. And by now, most people probably know what probiotics are. But in simple terms, it's just good bacteria in your gut that wards off harmful pathogens, and it has great disease fighting properties. So it fights those free radicals that begin to form those cancers in your body. So clearly, we need fermented foods in our systems. There's a gut-brain connection. So like what you eat and ingest sends messages to your brain about the kind of hormones your brain should be releasing. So when we are eating fermented foods and getting those probiotics, it's sending a signal to your brain to release those feel-good hormones and that serotonin and those endorphins that put you in a good mood. So it's real simple. Get the probiotics in. Have some good sauerkraut. This time of year is great for something like that. But just, get some sauerkraut and get some Greek yogurt into your kitchen. Next, another good one. We hear a lot about berries. I talk a lot about berries to our members, specifically blueberries. A high concentration of antioxidants that, again, are disease-fighting properties. Ward off cancers, ward off illnesses. But cherries are also known to have high levels, very high levels of antioxidants that promote a certain antioxidant that promotes a feeling of calmness. So when you find that you're highly stressed, maybe having some cherries they've been linked to being able to reduce that stress and promote calmness. But just fruits and vegetables in general have been directly connected to reducing symptoms of anxiety and depression, reducing those symptoms, but also increasing levels of happiness and just feeling good. Some studies, most studies, I would say, recommend that we should be eating 5 or more servings a day. And when we do that, that will help boost our mood. So there's the connection. There's that number that you want to hit. At least 5 servings of fruits and vegetables to increase your mood and boost your mood. Here's the startling numbers. Only about 10% of us are getting the recommended daily allowance of fruits and vegetables, and we wonder why we're depressed. We're not even close. 90% of us, are getting less than half. So we're not even close to hitting the mark. This should make us all want to, double check our kiddos' lunch bags, or I have older kiddos. I just want to get on the phone and call them and say, hey, make sure you're getting your fruits and vegetables. This right here, right now, this is not about weight loss. This is about you being a happier, healthier person all around and being able to navigate this crazy world that we live in. So get your fruits and vegetables in. It's no wonder we struggle. We're not even close to getting what we need. And then there is always the good news about chocolate. But here's what many people don't really realize. In order to get the full benefits of the chocolate, we need to be eating dark chocolate. So milk chocolate isn't really going to cut it the way dark chocolate. The darker the profile, the better benefits you are going to get. And for some people, it's an acquired taste. It definitely was for me. I definitely am the darker the better kind of gal now, but there was a time when I favored milk chocolate. But you crave what you eat. So if you can just begin to try darker chocolate, as time goes, you're going to crave darker chocolate. So but the research should tip the scales anyway, because in 2019, the journal Depression and Anxiety did a study, and what they found was that people who ate dark chocolate regularly experienced less depressive symptoms. So they were just happier. So have some dark chocolate every now and then, and you are likely to be happier. Just a small amount into your everyday routine. That should make us all happy. And then I'm not much of a tea drinker, but studies are showing us that if we will consume chamomile tea, maybe daily or a few times a week, it will significantly reduce severe generalized anxiety. So if you suffer out there with severe anxiety, I want to recommend that you add chamomile tea. Why do they say? Specifically because it helps to increase melatonin, the melatonin production in your brain. And part of what goes on with people who experience high levels of anxiety is that they're not getting regular sleep. And sleep absolutely plays a role in your ability to ward off depression and stress. So that direct connection with that chamomile tea is showing us that it increases our ability to produce that melatonin and help us get a good night's rest. And who doesn't know this? When I get a good night's sleep, I wake up refreshed and restored, and I'm more prepared to battle my day. Now I want to talk to you about one of my favorites, because for so long, folks didn't talk about the incredible benefits of this fruit. Of course, all fruits have benefits, but I often thought, if I need my vitamin C, if your kiddos are, it's winter and you want to help them ward off the flu, so you're pushing oranges into their lunches and making them eat oranges at breakfast and having oranges on the side at dinner. I used to do that a lot. And if you want them to get fiber, you put an apple in their lunch bag. Well, did you know that kiwi has more vitamin C than an orange and more fiber than an apple in that one little oblong piece of fruit? And they support, in addition to that, heart health, digestive health, and your immunity. So if you're trying to ward off those flu symptoms, you need to get some kiwi in your house. Rich in vitamins and antioxidants. My personal favorite. I think it's the unsung hero of fruits. Some studies indicate that it's the combination of the vitamin C and the vitamin E and the folate that helps reduce stress in your brain and also reduce oxidative stress in your body. And if you know anything about that, when you have oxidative stress in your body, it promotes inflammation. So if you are one of those people that you're constantly dealing with inflammation, even though maybe the doctor's prescribed you a water pill and you drink all your water and you're still dealing with this, you want to get some kiwi into your house. You want to have a kiwi every day. Have a kiwi every day. And kiwi is also known to promote serotonin production in the brain, that feel-good hormone that we all need more of. Then there is seaweed. I hope y'all are taking notes, or at least you can come back and rewatch this. But I said seaweed. I meant to say seafood. Seaweed is that's a whole nother story, but that's got some crazy health benefits too. But seafood, another completely under-consumed food in the U.S., and evidence supports that we need 8 to 12 ounces of it per week. Now, many of us can look back over the last 7 days and say, I have not had any. Not a single serving of seafood of any kind. No tuna, no salmon. But because of its mood enhancing properties and the essential omega-3 fatty acids that again ward off disease and sickness, we really should. This should be at the top of our list. I'm going to add tuna to my diet once a week. I'm going to add salmon. I'm going to get this in there. Some of these you should be looking at and listening and saying, okay, that's it. I'm going to do this. I'm going to give this a shot. And then one of my favorites too, avocado. I love avocado. My favorite way. I don't do a whole lot. When I make like guacamole, I guess if you want to call it guacamole, I really just, mash up the avocado, add a little sea salt, and I'm done, and it's good. And we use that on everything. We spread that on sandwiches like it's mayonnaise. And avocado toast is another staple here at our house. Or we'll put avocado on chili. You can put it on soups. You can put it on salad, anywhere. But it is packed with, again, the properties that allow your body to produce serotonin in your brain, those feel-good hormones. So add it to omelets, add it to salads, even add it to smoothies like you would spinach. And it will help you get more fiber and healthy fat into your diet. So I got to wrap this up, don't I? But another group of foods that you need to get into your meal plan to ward off and fight anxiety and depression, promote feeling good, promote your weight loss: chickpeas, lentils, beans, and legumes. Again, those antioxidants, warding off disease. Vitamin B6, make you feel good. Magnesium is a big one of the greatest minerals that our body needs to ward off anxiety and depression. And studies are showing us that the vast majority of us are deficient in magnesium. We're deficient in it. We're wondering why we are stressed and depressed when, if we looked at our meal plan, it'd be very simple to figure out. We're deficient in all the things that help boost our mood. We're absolutely deficient. But yet we contribute our stress and depression, anxiety to external factors, when the reality is, see, those external factors are never going to change. But some people navigate life and they're still okay. They're still happy. They're still content. They're still dealing okay. And we're not. Same set of circumstances. More often than not, it's because they are eating foods that are internally helping them deal with the external stress. So we want to get these chickpeas, lentils, beans, and legumes to provide those antioxidants. They're protein powerhouses. And again, you can put them anywhere. Put them anywhere. You can put them on soups, stews, chilies, salads. I like chickpeas on my salad. I think anything that adds texture and flavor and color to your salad, make it more fun to eat. Again, yogurt, we talked about this early on, but again, those probiotics that yogurt provides your body work together to help boost our mood. Prebiotics, I want to move on to those for a second because we are running out of time quickly. Prebiotics, probiotics are those good bacteria, that good bacteria in your gut. Prebiotics are what help create the probiotics, right? So we need the prebiotics. Where do you find them? Whole grains, oats, barley, bran, even some fruits and vegetables. But when you get the whole grains in, it helps to produce the probiotics. So it all works in tandem. So your body needs those good whole grains as well. And again, helps to produce what we know, the serotonin in your brain. Couple more. This might sound like an old wives' tale, but you've seen it in old movies. I think about it often when I watch the movie at Christmas, White Christmas, because I watch that every year. And the scene where they are going for a late night snack and she goes to get a glass of milk. And I always think that it just seems so strange to me to have a glass of warm milk. But the fact of the matter is, milk before bed, we now know, provides the minerals like calcium, potassium, and again, magnesium. The direct statistics here, 70% of us are not getting enough magnesium. No wonder we are fighting depression and anxiety. We need to get that mineral. You need to work on getting that mineral because so many of us are deficient there. And then there's pumpkin seeds or other seeds and nuts, walnuts, peanuts, pistachios, cashews. But pumpkin seeds, just to follow up with the magnesium, provide almost 20% of your daily recommended allowance of the magnesium, plus some potassium too. So sprinkle them again on your salads and snack on them, put them in a parfait. Great way to get that in. And as we begin to wrap this up, I want you to think about this. Even the poorest countries in the world do not suffer with mental health disorders the way we do as Americans. The poorest third world countries who are dealing, without adequate housing and adequate clothing, they are not suffering with the mental health disorders that we are. Why is that? What's the connection? It's food. It's food. Because they are eating whole natural foods. They don't have access to candy bars and junk food and McDonald's the way we do. The direct connection, the missing link that you and I are searching for is food. God's plan for us was to be in harmony, for this body to be in harmony with the food He created, yet we're not consuming any of it. We've got to turn this around right now. I want you to think about just your yesterday. Think about your yesterday. How many fruits and vegetables did you eat yesterday? If you can't remember, if it was only one or two, think about this even more. Here's a scarier thought, in my opinion. How many fruits and vegetables did your kids have? If we can't do this for ourselves, may God burden us to do it for our children. Because if we don't change it now, it's only going to be worse for them, and that is scary. We've got to educate ourselves so that we can educate them. It's time for us to wake up and realize that we are approaching the diseases that we're dealing with all wrong. We're approaching them backwards. We have to realize that the key to healing and health and wellness is to start with the foods we're putting in our bodies. The medicines, the pills, the powders, they are a band-aid. And eventually that wound is going to burst and it's going to be bigger. And we've got to start with the foods. Until we change what we're putting in our bodies food-wise, no medicine in the world, no powder in the world, no supplement in the world is going to help us. But I want that to encourage you today, not discourage you. I want it to encourage you to seek God more deeply. When I started this last weight loss journey, I said, God, you have got to help me. Because on some level, I have no desire to change what I'm eating. I like those foods. I like that junk. You're going to have to change my taste buds. And I promise you, God gives you the desires of your heart. And if your desire doesn't have to be for good foods right now. It has to be to want those good foods, right? Your desire just needs to be to get healthier. Let God guide and give you wisdom and direct you in how to get that done. But be encouraged, seek him, ask for his guidance and wisdom, and seek his direction. Praise the Lord. This was such a powerful topic, I believe. I believe it's something we need to really focus on and approach again and again and again. Share this with someone that you love. Lovingly encourage them and remind them God wants your body healed. He wants it whole. And it starts with the food that he created. He wants you to lose the weight, but you must cooperate with him. So that'll do it for me today. I pray again that if you're tuning in by Facebook or YouTube, that you'll hit that little bell for us so that you'll know each week when we go live. And if you need a family to walk alongside you to help you in your health and wellness journey, I pray that you will join ours, because we can't wait to see what God does in your journey. Until next week, have a beautiful, blessed